Hi, I'm Max Venus, and in this video we're going to look at FL Studio's channel rack. When you're in FL Studio, you want to press F6 to open your channel rack. So I've got some sounds loaded in here already. I'm just going to show you how you can, the different options you've got to build a pattern in the channel rack. So to add points on the step sequence, so you can just left click in and quickly add points. Just going to create a little beat here with some different, so these are my different samples that I've got loaded in here on the channel rack. So I've got a little hat. We've got a little perk. It's more of a finger snap. So that's how you can quickly, you've got a few sounds and already we've got a beat going. And I've got this weirdy synthy sound. So you've got the option in here. So from the top left, there's a looping option in there. So if you've got a longer piano roll pattern, then you can extend that, anything you've added in here using the loop function, which is pretty useful. Rather than creating more dynamic arrangement in your playlist, you can just do it all in the channel rack, which is useful. You've got a grouping option, so you can group all these instruments. So we've got the drum elements here. We could add those here into a group. So going up into the menu and then selecting group selected gives you the option to add those into drums group, for instance. So now in the drop down we've got drums, and we've also got unsorted, which is that synth hit I've also got. So you can quite easily arrange your sounds in the channel rack and group things and keep yourself organized. So again, moving over, this bass, I'm just going to turn that synth hit off. So just right click to delete them. It's quite easy. So this plays the pattern, moving over. There's also a shuffle, which is quite cool for creating some different groove in FL Studio. So you can see, as I introduced, as I move the slider up, we're introducing more shuffle to the beat, all the way to quite extreme. So really moving there. This adjusts the pattern left, so 16 steps or step sequencer of 16. And then you've got the graph editor here, which is where you can adjust the velocity of each of those different hits. So you probably you can create some like fills. Quite easily there using that. You can adjust the fine pitch. There's also a note editor in there, so a piano roll, which is great for doing, so for instance, with that synth hit I've got, we could create a quick pattern, make it a little bit melodic, adjust the velocity, and then it can sound quite cool quite easily. So doesn't sound great at all right now, but if we open up here and we just randomly adjust the note volume, come in here, maybe do some random on the velocity as well. You can see how we're quickly building up something melodic. You can also right click in here and it will adjust all the notes in a line if you wanted to do it like that. So there's also the option to pan the sound as well, so you can create some more dynamic. So going back into our drums, you might want to add, you can quickly add sounds as well. So coming down, maybe add an 808 snare to this pattern. So right click, just add it in there, assign it to a mixer track. So that's how you can quickly and easily build a beat in the channel rack in FL Studio. So now that we've built a quick pattern in FL Studio, we're going to look at how you can expand this, keeping it in the channel rack, but maybe lengthen that loop a little bit, create some more variation. So to do that, you just click on the right-hand side of the channel rack here, and you can drag that out. So you can add 1 bar, maybe 2 bars. We're just going to add 1 bar here. But you can see that the steps have not actually increased. So to increase them, we've only got 16 at the moment. We can just ramp this up, go to 32, and then we've got more steps to work with. So you can then program more. You've program more manually if you want to. There's also the option to loop those so that, for instance, this kick pattern, if we just had it going straight 4/4, we could have that loop out. Using the loop function here, you're able to do that. So you can turn those on and off. So we could keep the kick pattern. I think also the synth is also looping, so we turn that off as well. You can just see. See, now we're looping the kick through those bars that we've extended. So we could have a different hat pattern on the first half, on the second half to the first half even, but keep the same kick pattern, which is quite useful and powerful. Maybe we'll loop the synth through it. Cool. So in this video, we've looked at the channel rack in FL Studio. We've looked at bringing sounds in, grouping them. We've looked at adding a quick beat in the step sequencer in FL Studio and adding some shuffle as well. We've looked at panning the different instruments, creating a little variation with the notes. Also, we've looked at extending and adding variation with the loop functionality.